friends, today's the day where we are going to craft with most of the Dollar Tree items that I got from the little haul that I shared with you all. So let's go ahead and get started. I do have some painting that I need to do, but before I get into that, ideally I would want to do that first so that way it has time to dry. We can kind of multitask, but I want to get an iron-on project done first because I need that to get out of my way. So that is what we are going to do. We are going to craft with this piece of canvas as I promised in my last video or in the craft haul where I showed you what I got from the Dollar Tree and then we crafted just a little bit. So here's what I did with this one. So I chose not to do a reverse canvas or just using the canvas in general. I wanted to, since I have this Minte paper collection, I thought this would be super pretty to use as a frame. And even this is cute too. So if you wanted to change your decor, this would actually work too. Oh my goodness. I might turn this around for fall. Okay, maybe I'll do some more. And as I mentioned before, you don't have to buy a paper pack. You can just simply print it with some quality paper. I'm actually wanting to really invest in a nice printer. My printers, I have the Epson 15,000, I believe. Yes, and then I have a Canon. I use my Canon to do when I want to color with my Copics, when I print some digital stamps that I purchased. But anyways, I really want to invest in a nice printer that does really good printing quality because the Epson's okay and the Canon's okay, but I definitely can do really want a better printer. So anyway, so I told you that I was going to craft with this and show you what you can do with this. Now, let's talk about what you need. So I have my lint roller. So we're going to lint roll this. And then I have a frame. You guys know me, if you've been around my channel, I like to purchase blanks, if you will, and repurpose them. So you can clearly see that I did Easter for this, and I'm actually not going to rip off this cardstock because I think this would lend really well as a backdrop. So that's why that's staying in there. So that being said, let's just get the weeding process done first. And believe it or not, what took the longest with this project is me going back and forth trying to find a really cute thing to iron on here, and I just ended up kind of, well, you know, I hate to have Home Sweet Home. I already feel like it's been there, done that, but I feel like it's a classic, and so that is what we are doing. Now, I will say this does have some type of little leaf branch on the second word of home, and I ended up just contouring that out because, or removing it, one of the two. I can't remember if this is one thing or it was just grouped together. But I just, with how small this is, I didn't think the leaf would come out as good. So, and I just didn't want to fuss with it, if I'm being 100% transparent. I know I need to change my blade in my Cricut. It's been a hot minute since I've done that, and so I do know that I need to do that. But anyways, I thought it was just too small for this scale of a project, right? And let's just do that. Okay. And then we'll get those. Oops. I want to make sure that you weed out all of those and make sure they get off of your sticky release paper, because you don't want to accidentally iron it onto your material. So, okay, there's that. So let's just take a look at it. So we have Home Sweet Home. I almost went with a fall theme too, and or Halloween, because honestly, I want to start crafting for fall and Halloween, even though for me it's the beginning of October. This is probably going to get released in, or I'm sorry, beginning of August. And this probably will get released in August, but you know, I don't know. we tend to start early. All right, so what I'm going to do as a crafter, as a content creator, but what we're going to do is I'm going to iron this on first. Now, what I did was I wanted to test it out first. I just ripped and frayed the edges, and that's what we're going to do on the other side. I wanted to show that part on camera. So I'm just going to iron this so I can completely make this flat. And go. I need to get this part here. So I put my daughter, I have today off, and so I put my daughter on the bus, and this was second day too of school, and she cried. I felt so bad. And so I have today off, which is really nice. And I was like, oh, I need to record and take advantage of this before she comes home. And yeah, I was so tired, so I just watched some TV, and then I lost my motivation to craft. And so finally I started watching YouTube and was watching some content creators, and then I got the motivation to craft. So here I am crafting. Okay. All right, so what I want to do is I think it's going to make sense for me to, I'm just going to put this in the middle actually, because I think it's just going to make sense for me to kind of rip around the edges. Although I kind of, well, you know what, I don't know. Because you could iron this on and then rip around it. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll just kind of put it here. I do like the top, actually. Hold on. This is what I need. Yeah, because this is a, yeah. Okay, so I'm going to bring this close to the top so I don't have to rip the top. Okay. And then I'm going to rip this side off. All right, so there's that. And if you have more than one of these, you can, you have plenty of real estate on the other side, so you can make a couple of these, right? And again, this is just more so for texture. You don't have to do this. And there's other things that you can be doing to, you know, use this canvas with. You can wrap it around something to give that texture if you wanted to, but I just thought this would be something different. And I really think I'm going to do this again, because I'm going to save this and do something for fall, because I feel like this, it just screams fall. Okay, so I'm going to remove this really hot piece off of my mat, because the mat is like super duper hot. Cool this down. And there we go. And then what we can do is peel that back. Just make sure that you're paying attention to all of your vinyl. Just make sure there isn't any lifting. If there is, just place this back on here, reheat it, and also maybe heat it from the back as well. Okay, so that did just fine. So I can turn that off, let that start cooling down. I don't need that anymore, and I don't need my mat. Okay, so now I need to kind of center this. Let me see here. This is just a lot of guesswork, so it's not going to be perfect, and I'm just going to start kind of with this side, and I'm just ripping that piece off. This does get a little bit messy, so if you don't like the mess, then this project will probably not be for you, but I actually kind of think this is kind of fun. Okay, so alright, ooh, okay. And then I can save this, because this actually is going to be like the perfect size, and I just need to cut that part down. So we'll save that for a fall little frame, if you will. Okay, so there's that. Let me see if I need to do any more ripping. I think I need to probably rip both of the sides. So I'm going to come over here. I'm going to be careful. See, now you're getting too, I'm getting too close to, let me see if I can come this side. Okay, That did not rip as straight as I would have hoped, but you know what? That's okay. Let's just see if I can go in just a little bit. This is being a little stinker. All right. And then I'm going to come over here and rip. Because ideally, again, and maybe next time I'll just rip it to size and then iron it on. I think that's going to be the easier. I was thinking this was going to be the easiest way to go about doing this. And I think it's just, it would have been smarter to have ironed it last. So lesson learned. Now we know. I've never done this before. So now we know. Okay. So let's just put this in here. And actually, do we like how it's fraying at the top? I kind of like that. And I think, okay, so definitely when I do this for the fall, I am not going to iron. I'll iron it after I'll put the vinyl on after I rip it into size, because here's the thing. What is happening is if I were to try to trim this, like if I would try to take off just a little bit, it's not going to rip nicely. So I don't know. Yeah, I'm afraid that, because I just need a little bit, unless, actually, hold on. Let me just test something. I wonder if you can just use your scissors to get it started. Okay, let's try that. Hopefully I won't ruin it. It's like, I almost like, oh, let's just do one more, and then that's when it gets ruined. And you can always just fray it, right? Yeah. So let's just, oh geez, come on. Oh, it's not working. Okay. Now I feel like I'm ruining it. Dang. Oh, Rachel, you little stinker. It's okay. It's not too terrible. Let me see if I can. Oh, there we go. That's not bad. Okay, and let's just take this part off. Okay, I was able to fix it a little bit. I like the edges actually kind of ripped like that. That's kind of cute. Okay. Okay, I'm not going to rip it any further, because if I do, I'm going to get this really terrible edge. And I don't think I like that. And I say that and I'm going to do it right now. Oh, yep, see? Oh, come on. There we go. This is messy. There we go. There, that's good. This is not a perfect project, and it doesn't need to be. All right, cool. I'm just gonna bring in some of my card glue from Simon Says Stamp and just glue it on here. Ideally, you probably would want to do fabric glue, but this is what I have handy right now. Or you could do hot glue if you wanted to. And just make sure that that's the side I want to put it on. And we'll just, again, this would be so perfect for Halloween. It really, really would. Okay, so I do apologize. This frame is not from Dollar Tree. I just realized that. I meant to say that earlier. And so I just realized this is not from Dollar Tree, and I do apologize for that. So I guess this video is not exclusively just this one from Dollar Tree, but I know Dollar Tree has very similar products, so you can most certainly find something for from Dollar Tree. Okay, and it glues on just fine, and I actually really love how that turned out. What do you guys think? We are going to multitask, and we are going to paint. So we're going to paint one of these, And then let me put that here, and then we'll paint this. So 2 different projects, 1 and 2, but they are sharing similar colors. So we are going to do an all white here. This probably won't take too many layers. And so I'm just going to paint just the top because this is going to be part of my tiered tray. So I'm just going to quickly paint. Okay, so this probably will take, I would say I'll probably do 2 more. Okay, so there's layer 1. I'll set that aside, and then I'll of course do the 2. I'm going to do the 2 layers off camera. And then here I am going to just paint the top. Okay, so I'll put some music on and I'll get to painting. So, I'm using Wicker White from Folk Art, and then I'm using Liquid Text Basics Acrylics. I'm using light pink. Okay, my 2 pieces are, I think, finished painting. They're not perfect, but that's okay because I kind of want them to be more imperfect because I may distress them. So I'm going to move that to the side, and we'll get to crafting on some storage. So we'll start with this one. So I've not gone back to Dollar Tree to get some more of storage containers, but mark my words, we are going to go back. So there are 3 little pieces plus the base here, and then they're interlocking, so you just put them on there like so, and you are good to go. I thought they're supposed to be interlocking. Are they supposed to go like this? No. Like this, and then I'm assuming, yeah, just like that, right? Alright, well, I don't know how they're interlocking. They just really just fit in there, like so. Alright, whatevs. Alright, so then, actually, oh, I'm dumb. Okay. They interlock like this. Wow. Wow, Rachel, it only took me 10 hours to figure that out. Oops. There we go. And then this can get interlocked like this. Or you can customize it if you wanted to. Oh, okay. Or, oh, maybe this can go here. Whoop. Like that. Perfect. Nice. Alright, well, that's awesome. But I am going to use these for my card projects. So when I'm crafting, I can put the main elements here, right? and then I could put my little dies and stuff like that here. So that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm just gonna put this, well, actually I'll just take that out. Okay, so I just did a little cute little label. I put card projects. Wow, I had no idea how that was supposed to work. I thought it was supposed to interlock on the inside. I don't know why I was thinking that. Oh goodness. Well, you know, it's one of those days. I like to think it's because I'm tired, but it's not. I'm just being not smart about it, I suppose. Alrighty. I hopefully did not cut any of my letters. I think I cut the J off, but that's alright. I was trying to use a scrap piece for my labels. So I had to cut them all kind of wonky, right? Okay. And there we go. Alrighty. Get that off my finger. And then I'm just going to spray down and clean that. That's just some rubbing alcohol that I am using. Okay. And then I need some transfer tape. I have some scrap transfer tape that I can use. Nope, not long enough. It's just, I think this is going to be long enough. Yeah. Okay. I'll just move that to the side here. It's a wonky piece of paper, or transfer tape. Okay. Just going to put that on there like so, and it will transfer. There we go. And then I'm gonna go ahead and, oops, I'm gonna have to, I don't think I'm gonna have to hold it like this in order for me to see it. Oh. Sometimes certain plastics is hard for the vinyl to stick down, so you just gotta kind of be careful with that you don't, because you can rip it real easily if you just did what I originally did, and whoop. If I not stopped, it would have ripped that vinyl. There you go, card project. So then we'll just put these in here, and then when I prep for a video, I'll just put my little bits and pieces that I'm going to be using for that card. And yeah, this is why I want to get another one, so I could do multiple projects in preparation. So there we go. All right, now let's go ahead and go into the next one. Again, we got some labeling that we need to do. So why don't I just bring out all of the rest of them, the 3 remaining pieces. So we have this one. Oops. We have this one that has 2 different compartments. There's one that has one well in it, and then you flip it over, and oh, this side. And then you have one well that the second compartment has 2, or the second compartment has 3 different wells, some different sizes. Okay, so we'll just remove that label. Take that one off. I love that Dollar Tree labels are so easily, they can come off easily. Any label that I have to really work at, it drives me nuts, right? Okay. So then the other 2 are these. We have like a different one this size and then one this size. Now I actually already had put stuff in there. I was trying to play around with it. So these are like little bits and pieces of when I use my foam panels. These are just little pieces left over that I cut off from it. So I don't typically use these a lot, only because adding the foam panel and then adding more dimension using this, it makes the card too thick. So this is why I always use these foam squares. They're, well, this one's actually a little bit thick, but I have thinner ones. Let me get that one out. Like this one these are a lot thinner, so it doesn't add so much bulk to the card after adding the foam panel. I'll just go ahead and spray some, rubbing alcohol on top just to get that surface all nice and clean. Now, if you remember in my haul, I did buy 5 of these and I bought 2 of these and only 1 of those. I have no use for them right now, and which is fine. I love these containers. They fit perfectly in my drawers. So I just store them until I need them, okay? And I will, because I actually was doing some rearranging in my craft room, and I need to do a craft room tour. I think I spoke to this in another video. I don't know if that video has been released just yet, but a lot of things have changed in my craft room, and I'm just loving like how it's turning out. Okay. So as soon as I'll be posting a craft room tour here soon. So I just labeled this as foam tape, even though it's not really. So I just labeled this as foam tape. Okay. And then there's this one. So that's going to go here. And this one, I forget what I wrote down. This was, oh yeah, this is shaker bits. So we're going to do a little bit of organizational stuff in this video. So I'll show you what I'm going to put in here. In fact, some of it's Dollar Tree shaker bits. Really, they're for jewelry making, but I'm using them for shaker bits. And I did it in a Dollar Tree video. So be sure to check that out. It's not often that I do these videos. Again, the Dollar Tree in my locations, they're not the greatest. Okay, so then this one's going to be labeled as glue, because I'm going to put my card glue in here. So again, we'll do some organizational stuff in this video too. Who loves to organize? I absolutely love to organize. It's just my love language. Now, if you have any exposed vinyl like I did, you just want to be careful not to scrape it down and just reinforce it with your fingers. So there's this one. Perfect. And then we'll do this next one. Oh. Here we go. I had to do 2 different pieces of vinyl, transfer tape, excuse me, so I didn't have to get one big piece. There we go, shaker bits. All right, now let's organize a little bit. So this one's already done. Let me get the shaker bits out. So we have this one from the Dollar Tree, and then these, I think this is from Hobby Lobby. Okay, so again, they're for sure for jewelry making, but you can totally use them for a shaker card. Okay, so there's that one. It fits just fine. And then the glue. Right now I have the glue in this little container, so I can put them, this one may not fit in there, so we can put them in here like so. Oh, there we go. And then it's in a cute little container. So now we have our glue, shaker bits, and then we can put stuff on this side too, but right now I don't have anything to go in there. And then foam tape, and then I'll use these as I need them to, you know, as I need them, as I buy more. All right, let's go ahead and go back to the painted projects. Now, what I want to do is I still need to do something more to this. So I'm going to bring out my Positively Perfect Black Splatter Medium. And I'm going to add some splatters to, or polka dots really, to the top of my little, there we go. And this is still not dry, it's still kind of sticky. That acrylic paint, this is why I like chalk paint. Oh shoot, oh well. This is why I like a chalk paint a little bit better. I wonder if I can, hold on one second. I wonder if I can kind of, hopefully I won't mess this up. Nope. Nope, not happening. Okay. I can always paint over it. I'll fix that off camera. But I'm going to finish this project up. So, just adding. Oh gosh, I keep on doing that. Stop that. Oh goodness. Dollar Tree effort here, apparently. Okay, that looks good. All right, so now that needs to dry. So we will come back to this one. That's all I'm doing. I'm actually not adding any vinyl to this one. We're just going to add some twine to it and then call it a day. So there's really not much more that we need to do to that. So we'll come back to that, let that dry. Again, that acrylic paint is taking its little sweet time to dry. So we'll move this to the side, but this one, however, is fully dry, so we can actually do this. Now, I did use my Cricut Joy vinyl because I love this blue, and I used my Explorer Air 3 to cut it out. Okay, whoops. There we go. Perfect. And then let's try to okay. And then I just found this SVG. This says Create. Now, what's nice about this one in particular is the fact, let me see if I have big enough. I do not. I need a bigger. I have really small pieces of transfer tape all cut out, but not a larger piece. So I'm going to have to cut a bigger piece. But anyway, what's nice about this SVG, each letter is on its own layer, and you could totally do like a cute little rainbow effect, or you can do like every other color. So really the possibilities are endless with each of those letters. I decided to keep this simple and just do one color. But again, you can make the choice what fits your design style, and you know, whatever makes sense. We'll add that. All right, so since we're, I mean, technically, since we're coming to an end of summer, is there any good movies that you like to watch at the end of summer? I really don't have a movie that I have to watch during the summer. Usually at the beginning, well, towards the end to, well, towards the mid of spring, whenever you get that first good storm, it's dark outside and it's stormy, like that's when I need to watch Twister. And then in the summer, I really don't have like a movie that I have to watch. Now, fall, I do have, of course, my typical Halloween movies, right? Like Hocus Pocus, oh, I just ripped that. Man, what was that? Oh, you know what? I probably should have welded this together because you'll see individual pieces. Oh, that's all right. All right. Well, now you know, because each piece is its own letter. So if you don't want that cut line where like the two E's meet and the R, then weld it. And I forgot to do that. It's not worth it to me to redo it. So, you know, make your own judgment, because like the T is not attached and all that stuff. But I love watching Twilight in the fall time, like when it's cold outside. Like, I don't know why, but that movie just screams fall to me. It's probably because, you know, they're in Washington, it's rainy and it's cold, so that's probably why. So, all right, so now what I want to do is kind of figure out what has, oh, that's pretty sturdy. I'm just looking to see like what's super sturdy because it's going to sit up. I was going to put this on a chair tray, but actually I think I'm just going to keep this in my craft room. I think this is like super duper cute. But let me know if you have a end of summer video that you have to watch. Okay. There we go. Oh, it's gonna be a stinker trying to stay on there. So let me really burnish that down. Let's try from this. Here we go. You just have to reinforce it. Oh, that's probably because that paint wasn't fully cured. That's great. I love it. So there we go. We have our own little sign. It's going to sit up like that. And you can distress the edges if you want. But I'm going to leave this as is. Okay. I have two more projects. Well, technically we have this one that still needs to dry up and it's still sticky. And the splatter has officially... Actually, no, this is a little sticky, but I can work with it and I can finish that up. So we'll go ahead and finish this one up. Just in case it's still drying, I'm going to bring in that paper towel. And what I'm going to do is just bring in some twine. Okay, and then we will... I'm just going to go ahead and start winding this. Might have cut too long of a piece. Okay, that's good. And then I'm going to push this up. Okay, stay still please. Thank you. Just a cute little decor that you can add to your craft room or to like a tier tray. You could put, you know, your utensils. Well, you know, this may be too shallow for that, but this would be just a cute little decor to have. You could put a little plant in there if you want, but I just thought that was such a cute little thing to, you know, add to your tier tray, or again, just a little decor for your craft room. Okay, let's move into a card project. We are going to make a card using these Main Street decals, and I have some parchment paper because I'm not sure exactly how my scanner is going to scan just on this, so I may have to put the decals on here because since I want to add some dimension, and since these are stickers, I won't get as much dimension as I would like. So, and I'm not exactly sure what butterfly I want to use. Definitely want to use some of these down here, I think. So I'm probably going to use two of them. So why am I scanning them? I'm going to scan them in so I can offset them, and then I can put them on cardstock and add a dimension to it. Okay. Yes, so that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera just to kind of expedite the time, because I will take some time making this card. So give me 1 second. I'm going to scan it and then I will cut it with my Cricut. Hey, I went ahead and kind of played around, and I scanned in my butterflies, did perfectly, did not have to put it on any parchment paper. And not to say that your printer / scanner will work the same, so you're going to have to test out your own. And the only thing of it is, it did not pick up the antennas really well, so there's that. So we're gonna have to kind of see how we're gonna do that. All right, so that being said, I scanned it, scaled it, and I just measured one little piece. It's not perfect because it's kind of hard to scale it down. I do have a tutorial where I did this, so be sure to check that out. And then I am going to, I was going to bring in my parchment paper and just line it up that way. So there, oh, let's try that again. All right, so we got one antenna that is just free floating. I could try to redo it, but I'm not going to. And I'm going to keep this because we're going to use this for something else. Okay, so I'm going to use another Christina Warner's You're the Best. Okay. Let's see. I'm going to do Hello Friend. This has coordinating dies. I don't need the coordinating die. In fact, what I'll do is I will add some glue. We'll glue this down. I think this is paper, this cardstock is from Baby Girl from Echo Park. I'll link it in the description. I've used this in my videos before. To bring back some of that twine. So again, not 100% Dollar Tree, but again, you could totally use Dollar Tree products. That's good. I'm going to use my Nocturne ink from Versifine. I love this ink. If I'm not Copic coloring, this is the ink that I will use. The other one is the Memento Tuxedo Black. I only use that when I do Copic coloring because you just got to stamp one time. You don't have to double stamp it with more ink, I should say, and you're good to go. Went ahead and popped the card on the panel and also added some foam to the back of that, and I'm just kind of training the paper. It's going to get flattened as you mail it anyways, so I'm just going to kind of move. Let's see here. I was thinking of adding some crystal confetti, but now that I don't know. I don't know if I want, maybe just we'll stick with some small ones. I could do some dewdrops. So that way, I feel like there's a lot. I don't want, this is taking too much away. So I'm not going to do these. Okay, and this last one. Perfect. Oh my goodness, this card. Love how it turned out. And I love that the silver and the butterfly, it just shimmers. This card really turned out so super cute. Okay, I have one more project, but I need to clean up my workspace and then we're done. We are going to beautify this ugly clipboard. So I'm going to take the tag off. So I'm going to pull a cardstock from this collection, and it has a really beautiful patterns, but I was thinking this one, yeah, because this should be long enough. I was thinking that one or that one, but I think what we'll do is we'll do this one. I mean, I like this one the best. Okay, so I'm going to take this out like so, and I'm going to keep this out because they do have some really pretty stickers, so we might embellish. We'll see. I don't know. We'll see how this turns out because I've never done this before, so you all are experiencing this with me for the first time. And what we'll do is, this is exactly, well, not exactly, but this is darn near close to 12 inches. Let me just see what the, yeah, 12 inches, 9 by 12. Okay. I will bring out my paper trimmer. And we are going to measure out exactly 9 inches. Okay. You could always keep that for something else, so we'll move that to the side. And this should be right at, yep, right at 9 inches. Well, it actually is a little bit wider, but you know what? It'll be okay. Now I'm not sure exactly what the size of the rounded corners are. I'm assuming they're at least a 1/2 inch round. Yeah, about 1/2 inch. I don't know, 1/4 inch. We'll try 1/4 inch first, and then we'll see. Let me just start at the top here. Actually, before we even do that, let's just test it out. Let's just do that. Test it on a corner that I, on a scrap piece, just to make sure. Yeah, that was, what was that? That was 1/4 inch. So that's, I think it's a 1/2 inch. I was right. Yep, 1/2 inch. All right, perfect. So we'll quarter round everything at 1/2 inch. That actually worked out really nicely. Love it. This would be a really good teacher gift. I'm definitely going to do this for a Christmas teacher gift. I think that I met my daughter's kindergarten teacher and her assistant, and they are both amazing. Love them, and they're so great. So I definitely want to make them a really cute clipboard. Okay, so then you have two options. You can either have it go like this. Actually, if we were to do that, then we wouldn't need a quarter round it. Or you can further complicate it and measure this. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll just do some measuring. So from the edge and over, it is 2.5, just under 2.5. And then here and over, this is, yeah, so it's a little over 2.5. Okay, so it's 2.5, 2.5, and then we'll just do roughly, oops, yeah, okay. By 1.25. This is probably not going to be perfect because I'm just trying to, that wire is like slightly off, so I could probably just use my scissors, honestly. I'm like further complicating this, but it's like in studio we were taught, oh crap, I cut that a little bit too far down, but that's all right. You're not allowed to use scissors. It's always an X-Acto knife. So it's kind of like I don't use scissors. All right, how did I do? Okay, not too shabby, not perfect, but that's also because I forgot that this is not exactly centered, and this is not exactly straight. It's this part right here is not at all. So, and that's, that's okay. I'm gonna just trim this off just a little bit because it is a little bit, there we go. That should work just fine because it was right on there. Yeah, so it will be fine. Again, manufacturing is not always perfect with their stuff either, so it will be just fine. Let me just, yeah. All right, so obviously we're gonna have some exposed areas, but you know what? I'm okay with that. Okay, I got some Mod Podge. Oh, you all just saw that, right? Oh my gosh. Way too much, y'all. It's always that last project. Am I right or am I wrong? I mean, come on. So I'm just using some Mod Podge and, creating a mess. There we go. All right, that's about as good as it's gonna get. Okay, now let's try that again. I'm gonna kind of roll this up. Okay, and this time, Rachel, I'm gonna put a little bit on my brush and finish gluing this. And then as soon as this is done, I'll put some pressure on it And then I'm going to clean up my mat before I make any more of a mess. I really should have done, put something down so I didn't get my mat all messy. Okay. Alright, so there's that. Whatever, it's a mess. Okay. So then I'm moving this over here. Apologize, I'm off camera a little bit. Because I don't want to get glue on the back of my clipboard. Okay. So now that that's glued down, I'm going to clean up my mess, and then I'm going to think about potentially adding some fun details to it. We'll see. Cleaned up my mess. Now I noticed I have some bubbling, so I think it's just because I had too much glue on there. So just, you're gonna want to be careful about doing that. So here's the finished product. Changed it from a super boring clipboard to something super cute. Well, that is all the Dollar Tree items that I have for you for today's video. So let me go ahead and bring out all of the craft supplies so you can see them as a collective. All right, well here they all are. We did, how many did we do? We did 3, 6, 9 crafts in this video. We made a card, we did a clipboard, did some organizational stuff, and then we did some decor. So a good mixture of craft projects from the Dollar Tree. I am dying to know which of the 9 is your favorite and if you're going to recreate any of this. Okay, well thank you so much for watching. As always, be sure to hit that subscribe button, and also and as always, hit that like and hype button for me. That does help out my channel and this video, of course. This tells YouTube, like, hey, this video is relevant to some people. And then, of course, if you're new here, hit that subscribe button. All right, thanks so much for watching. I will catch you all in the next card craft or craft haul video. Bye!
Hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe to my mommy's channel. Bye-bye.